So I have prepared my seed tray. This is a mix of seed sowing compost and regular multi-purpose compost, peat-free obviously, and I didn't want to use just seed compost because I find it's quite sandy and it gets quite solidified. It becomes a solid lump. So I've added a bit of multi-purpose, and I should really have sieved it, but I don't have a sieve, so I've just picked out any big lumps and tried to make it as fine as I can. So yeah, I put the seed tray in some water and drained it, so the soil is already wet. It's better to do that with really tiny seeds like Achillea. It's better to wet the soil first, otherwise you'll end up moving the seeds around, which isn't potentially a disaster, but it just helps things along a bit if you do it that way around. So I'm going to get my seeds out of the packet. This is Achillea cerise queen, which is quite a well-known variety. As you can probably tell from the name, they are a lovely cerise colour. And I'm just going to use all of these actually, because I did sow some of these earlier in the year, and this is what's left. I've already used half of this packet, so this is half the packet. And I always buy, well, not always, but mostly I get my seeds from Chiltern Seeds, and they're generally very good quality seeds. So what I'm going to do now is take a pinch and sprinkle. It's hard when they are so tiny. I mean, if you've got more patience than I have, you could get a toothpick and sort of place each one into position, but I haven't got the patience for that, so I'm just going to do it this way and hope for the best. So I'm just sprinkling them on, trying not to get any too close together. I don't think I will use all of these actually, because I've got quite a few in this handful. The more, if you get lots close together, that means more work later on really, doesn't it? Because you'll have to prick them out, and that's quite hard when they're really tiny and there's lots of them. So actually I'll put these back. I might keep these. I might do another sowing in another tray, or I might just keep those for the springtime. So yeah, so these really don't need covering with soil because they need light to germinate, and that's really how they would self-seed naturally. So all I'm going to do is get some vermiculite. I'm just going to get a handful and put this on top, and all this will do really is just, it helps to retain a bit of moisture. Because it creates like a little layer, but a very light, transparent layer, so it doesn't stop the light getting through. Yes, I'll just put that on evenly. And I think I'm going to keep these in the greenhouse over winter. This greenhouse, it's not heated. If you saw my video that I made after I just got the greenhouse, you'll see I've kitted it out a little bit. I've got this trestle table that I'm using. That's from First Tunnels, really good trestle table. And I've got my tidy tray, which I've been meaning to get for ages, and got on some new trays. So I'm cooking with gas. Well, maybe not gas, because that's too expensive. Right, so I've done my little label. I just put the variety and the date. I'll stick that in there. And that's it.
You found this video useful. I also have a blog post about growing Achillea, which I will link in the description below. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll happily answer you as best I can.